And it's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Pink Dungeon, giving it to you real raw, rugged, and not just bring you one, or not two, but three interviews a day, man. We out here, man, doing real journalism stuff. But I'm gonna let the person introduce herself. Excuse me, I interview two dudes. I'm used saying him, but I'm just let her introduce herself today. Who do we have?
What's up? Reverie is in the house.
For the people that is not familiar with Reverie, just explain a little bit more about yourself.
Sure. So basically, I was born and raised here in Los Angeles, and I was brought up by a single mother. And when I was young, everything was good until I got into high school. I went into the public school system, and basically, I got involved in the gang, started doing graffiti, started doing hard drugs, getting arrested, just doing stupid crimes for little money. I was just in the streets. I was a mess. Not coming home. Got kicked out of school. Got kicked out of my mom's house. And life was awful. And now here I am, 10 years later, and I got all my shit together. I make music for a living. I travel the world. I'm gone like 6 months out of the year on tour. I have like my own clothing line. I have a vintage clothing line online. And now we're releasing this. It took place in this web series called Independent with Stage 13, which is what we're promoting, and it's about to drop. And I'm really excited because I just have been documenting this stage in my life that's really been a pivotal point in my career, and I'm just really excited about it. Yeah. So basically, I just made something out of nothing, and life is pretty good now.
And I think you have a different story from a lot of, I guess, girl rappers because a lot of them, they have, the whole I'm fine and I'm cute. Like they try to go for like the more pretty side with not having like a street
Yeah.
background, but you actually have like a street background, and I feel like that differs you from them because a lot of them don't play up to that image, and you actually that's actually you. So is that something that you try to take advantage of, or do you not?
I don't really take advantage of it. It's just who I am. So
Okay.
luckily I came up in the game being myself, and I see a lot of people like faking what they're talking about, and I'm glad that I didn't go that route, and I just get to be me, and people love me for it. Like for my whole first, like basically 26 years of my life, I hated myself, and it's so ironic because now everyone loves me because of how open and honest I am about who I am and what I've been through in my life, and that's what really draws people to me, the honesty in my music and in just in my existence. I was so uncomfortable in my skin, and now I don't want to be anybody else.
What made you so comfortable and so honest? Like, what made you just make this 180?
Honestly, it's not hasn't been a full 180, and it's like a work in progress.
Okay.
Like when I first started making music, it's always been like a form of therapy for me. Like the first songs that I made, I didn't even want to show anybody. It was just for me. I didn't want any of my friends to hear it. I didn't want anybody to listen to it. And my friends were like, "Oh, Jordan, you got to show us what you did in the studio." This is when I was like 17 years old in high school. And I was like, "Nah, you guys can't hear what I made. It's for me. Like, I don't want you to hear it. It was like my diary. And then they were like, "Nah, fuck that. You better show us." So then when I showed them my music, they were like, "Wow, this is really dope, Jordan. Like, can I show my homegirl? Can I show my cousin?" And then they showed their homegirls, and they showed their homegirls, and it's just really crazy. Like I said, I hated myself for so long in the beginning of my life, and it's ironic that people love me for the honesty. And honestly, that's really what helps me to be so open and honest about my life, is the fact that I know that me sacrificing my personal life and me taking like the scrutiny and the shit talk that I get every day online, like it's worth it because I'm helping people. I'm helping people understand life. I'm helping people understand themselves. It's helping me understand myself, knowing that I'm not alone in these emotions and these traumas that I've gone through in my life. So it's just really like, honestly, like the feedback that I get, the relatability that I receive from my audience all around the world. I tour all over, and I have people in like so many countries listening to my music, and just knowing that people have the same problems all over the world, it's really a trip. And that shit keeps me going, and that shit makes me continue to be honest, because I know I'm saving lives. Like, people tell me all the time, like, I was going to commit suicide, and I put your music on, and you saved me. Like, people break crying, like bawling at my shows. Like people have to leave because they can't stop crying at my concerts. Like it's crazy. Like my music is, it's just, it's a different kind of music, you know. Like I love like hit music and stuff. I'm all about that, but my music is a really kind of intimate, personal experience. Really, is what it is.
And do you gravitate to listen to people that are honest in their music, or do you just not really care about that?
I definitely like to listen to people who are honest in their music, and it doesn't even have to just be talking about deep subjects in life. But like even like if I'm listening to like some gangster rap, like I don't really want to listen to gangster rap by like a poser that never even like did shit in the streets. You know what I mean? Like regardless of what the topics are that the person's rapping about, like I like the real shit. You know?
Who are
Yeah.
the honest people that you like in hip hop, right, or just in music in general?
Like right now, I'm listening to like a lot of Kendrick Lamar, a lot of ASAP Mob, ASAP Rocky, fucking Travis Scott, the Migos, Young Dolph, 21 Savage. Like I like all that hood shit, you know. Like
Okay.
I'm doing good, and like I'm a grown woman now, but like I'll always love that hood shit. That's gonna always be like a side of me that I can't get rid of. I don't want to get rid of it, you know. It made me who I am today. But I like that real gangster shit, yeah.
Okay, I couldn't tell just by like I guess always looking at you. What do you like? What do you mix with, or what's your like race, ethnicity?
Well, I'm American. I was born and raised here, but my mom's family is Mexican and my dad's family is Ecuadorian and Spanish.
Okay, do you speak Spanish at all?
I do speak Spanish, but I'm not fluent. Like I can get by in the streets and shit, like ordering tacos or whatever. Like in LA, everyone speaks Spanish, and like you get shit for it if you don't speak Spanish and you're like Latino. So like over the years, I've taught myself Spanish in the streets and shit, but I'm not like I can't have like an intellectual conversation in Spanish. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And you mentioned therapy being your music being your therapy almost, and
Yeah.
it's this TV show and it's called The Therapist. I don't know if you ever heard that show. You ever heard that?
No, no.
Basically,
Sorry.
no. It's basically a TV show where like they have artists and it's a therapist and he talks to them just about like it's like a therapy session, but it's just recorded and it's by this like done by this therapist. And I was just curious, is that something that you would ever do?
Go to therapy?
Well, yeah, sure.
Record that show.
I mean, like, yeah, yeah, like, would you be, like, would you be down to like bare your feelings on camera like that, with a therapist?
Oh man, I mean, I would definitely be open to trying it. You know, I never like want to like miss out on an opportunity because of fear. So I would definitely say yes if they invited me to do that. Um, I think it's a little bit different though talking about my life on camera than it is over like a beat or on the stage. You
Mm.
know, it's very different. And like I used to be really bad at that. And like the more like I mean, just time goes on. I've been doing music for like a few years now. This has been like my job, like paying my rent with it for like 3-4 years now. So over the years, I'm becoming more comfortable with like interviews and just being more brutally honest, like in interviews as well as in my music. But it's definitely a different kind of feeling. Yeah.
And you said, I guess you say your fans really, really relate to your music a lot to the point where some of them have collapsed at your shows and stuff like that. Um, and you say it's crazy because like you were at a point in your life where you would have never done that for yourself. So to see other people do that, that's crazy. And I don't know, it just I really don't have a question for that. It would just it's crazy how much of an impact music can have on a person and how powerful music is. Like, it's just that's wild to me. Like the fact,
Beautiful.
yeah,
So
it's really
beautiful.
beautiful. Is there anything outside of music that resonates with you like that?
Oh yeah, I definitely loved to paint. When I
Okay.
was like a teenager, I was like super into graffiti. Like I was like a crazy like I was a sick tagger. Like I was like bombing on trains, like running across the freeways to catch spots. I was like hitting billboards. I was fucking bombing on freeway overpasses. I was like, I got kicked out of school for graffiti beef because I was like always like getting in fights and shit. Like I was super into graffiti and like so I guess like graffiti was really like my first love, you know, and I don't know. It wasn't really a conscious decision for me to become a rapper. I kind of just pursued that, you know, but like for sure making visual art, drawing, painting on canvases, all that, like I'm super into that. That's like my little side passion. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about like doing like graffiti work or a painting for an album cover or for a mixtape cover?
Yeah, actually, some of my mixtapes are my artwork.
Oh, so those are you.
Like my drawings.
Okay. So those are all you.
Yeah, and then like the past couple records that I put out, I like designed and directed like the art and the photos on them.
Okay, that's cool. Are you would you see yourself like let's say you're done with the music, could you see yourself trying to like full on be an artist like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's like the plan when I'm like done making music and done like acting and shit. I'm gonna get into acting next.
Okay.
But then I definitely like when I'm like older, I want to really focus on like painting because I think I'll just be more tranquil and more able to like sit down because I have like a fucking ADHD to the fullest. Like I can never stop moving, and that's one problem with me and my paintings. They never get done because I can't really. I'm not good at finishing things that take too long. But I think by the time I'm older, I'll have a lot more patience and the ability to stand still and do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, now that you are still doing music and still doing everything that you love right now, you're also filming a TV show. Just enlighten the people about exactly what is Stage 13.
So Stage 13 is this really dope platform that is just, I mean, they've been launching shows, or you know what, oh my god, I'm so bad. I don't even know if they've launched any of the shows yet, but I know they're launching our show next week. And they made a lot of shows that they're launching on this platform, and like some of them are scripted, some of them are not scripted. And they're just really dope. They're like shows that I've never really seen anyone do before. Like it's not like the typical script, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just they're gonna be dropping a lot of dope content. So if you listen to this, check it out. I've seen some of the content; it's really dope.
Okay, so after that, or perhaps in between the release of the episodes, what do you have coming up next, musically wise?
Musically wise, I'm just gonna be dropping singles and music videos, and I'm dropping music videos for the project that I put out this year. And I'm also just touring. I just got back from tour. I was in Bulgaria, and I was like on the East Coast in the Midwest a couple weeks ago touring, and then I'm leaving again in a month to Europe, and then I'm leaving in December back to Europe, and yeah, I'm just gonna be dropping new music and dropping new merch. I also have my clothing line. It's the Satori Mob, and I'm working on all my clothing too. Just everything's just really snowballing. It's crazy.
Yeah, futuristic. I think it was futuristic. He said that you have a very big audience out in Europe, and I was curious, like, how did that even like happen?
Well, honestly, like it happened the way I gained my audience over here. Like it's the power of social network. Like
Okay.
that's really what it is. Like and I mean social media. I'm sorry. Like my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter. Like back in the like on Facebook, basically like years ago, I started getting people saying like, "Oh, when are you gonna come to Europe? When are you gonna come to Europe?" And I was like, "Europe? Where the fuck? I'm never gonna get there." But that's a nice idea, you know. But then, like over like a couple years, people kept asking me, and then like finally, I found a promoter that does tours over there. Her name is Rita G Booking. Shout out to Rita. I'm still working with her today. 3 years later, I basically messaged her and I was like, "Yo, a lot of people are asking me when I'm going to go to Europe, and I just want to reach out to you, show you my music. If you want to take me out, that's cool. If you don't, it's all good too. Like I just want to say I respect your hustle." And then she messages me back, and to my surprise, she says, "Yo, I'm glad you messaged me. I messaged you, but I've been so busy that I just hadn't done it yet." We were exchanging emails for 6 months, and before you knew it, I was out there. And now I'm going out there like 3 times a year. Like this time, I'm going out there like 4 times this year, and it's just really crazy, like how my audience has grown over there. And then like also me working with like the producers out there, and like the thing about Europe is that they appreciate. I mean, they like all the hip hop that's on the radio, you know, but they definitely appreciate lyricism and a story over there. You know, like the way they see hip hop is a little different than the way the majority of people see hip hop in the United States. They really just appreciate like my lyrics. You know, that's what it's all about. I mean, in the United States, it's the same thing. People love my music for my lyrics. Like a lot of people, they tell me like when American artists they go to Europe and people just come to the shows because they're like American artists. But for me, it's not like that. Like when you go to a Reverie show in like Berlin, you're gonna see like people with my shirts. You're gonna see people with tattoos of my lyrics. You're gonna see people screaming my words, crying, like jumping around, like it's crazy. Like my fans are crazy everywhere I go. It's really crazy. It's really unbelievable sometimes.
Okay, and I almost forgot to ask you this, but I'm a big battle rap fan, and I seen you did a battle. Am I correct?
Uh-huh.
I seen you do a battle, and that was just crazy to me because I was like, wow, okay, she's battling out here. Is that something you would do again?
Did you see the whole thing?
I didn't. I stopped at like the end of the first round where you like rebuttal. I mean, no, I stopped at the end of your first round. I didn't finish the battle though.
Oh man, it was fucking crazy, man. That was not really my thing because, like I said, I was born and raised in LA, and I used to roll with the gang. I was like a big chola, you know, like me standing there and having another bitch talk shit to me and me not being able to take flight. It's a big challenge for me. I'm not like into like getting in fights over dumb shit anymore, but I definitely try to avoid conflict. So I don't really like doing battles,
Yeah, I
but
seen you was a little tight. Like she'll say something small, like "you a dirty bitch," and you'll be like, "I'll hit you." I seen it in your face, and I was like, "Oh, I hope she don't pop off on her." So yeah, I mean, hey,
yeah,
at least
because
you didn't do it that time.
yeah, yeah, it was crazy. Like she was like really trying to like call me out, like saying she was gonna shock me, and it was not part of her rap, you know. Like if it was part of the rap, of course I'm not gonna get like all crazy, but she really thought she was gonna say that to me, and I was not gonna say anything, you know. Like a lot of people
Yeah,
in the industry, like they're just all about that image, you know. But like I really did live that life, so I'm really about the business. If someone's gonna try to start something with me, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it was crazy. I mean, I would do it again, shit. I haven't gotten an offer good enough to take for me to do that again, but I would definitely approach it really differently because the problem with me is I'm a really big procrastinator. So I wrote the battle like the night before, so I
mm.
forgot all my lines and it was just a mess. But I mean, I would do it again. I would do it again. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else you got to say before we get out of here?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to say, like, to everybody listening, that no matter where you are today, you can always make tomorrow better. And if not tomorrow, the next day. You know, everybody has a past. Everybody's been embarrassed and ashamed of things they've done. We've all done things that we said we would never do. We've all been that person we used to look down on. Like, and if you haven't been all those things, like, good for you, you know. But the reality is that most people go through that in life. So we all need to work on being a little less judgmental and more understanding and more realistic on the fact that life is fucking hard for everybody, and it's better to just really try to understand, you know, don't give up, keep going, and like anything is possible, especially if you live in the United States, especially if you live in Los Angeles. They don't call it the city of dreams for nothing. Like, you can make anything possible here. And if nobody believes in you, I believe in you, because when nobody believed in me, I believed in me. And now I get to travel the world. I'm making money, and I'm doing bashe, and I love my life. So just support to everybody out there listening.
Thank you for the wise words on this lovely
Thank you.
Tuesday. On this lovely Tuesday. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate and players gonna play. Holla at your boy.